Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to share with you 9 pro combat tips that's going to make you a much better player in Smash Legends. So the first tip is to bait out your enemy's attacks by backstepping and immediately follow up with an attack while they're unable to move due to their animation cooldown. So doing this is very simple. So pretend like you're going in and then immediately take a step backwards when you think your enemies are going to attack. So by doing this, you can easily bait out your enemy's attacks. So this is called backstepping, but it does not mean you have to take a step backwards. So you can also move in sharp directions like going straight, then a sharp left turn to dodge the enemy's attacks. So the point here is just to bait out the enemy's attack or skills. So one thing that's going to help you on the timing side is understanding what the animations of each character looks like. So keep practicing and eventually you will get better at this, because when you get to higher level gameplay, this mechanic will be extremely crucial if you want to win. So tip number 2 is understand how to evade your enemy's attacks. So one of the easiest ways to evade against enemy players is by simply jumping. So with some practice, you'll sense the enemy is about to attack and you just need to jump to fully evade their attacks. So the good thing about jump evasions is because in the earlier game, people just don't understand on how to counter jump evasions, because they're going to try to attack you when you're on the ground, and then if you jump, of course, they're going to miss. So when you get to higher levels and higher gameplay, maybe you'll meet some players who understand how to predict jump evasions and they'll try to counter you by performing an aerial attack. So the only downside about this type of evasion is if the enemy predicts where you're going to land, they can easily try to attack you as soon as you land, because you are going to get a 0.5 second animation when you land where you can't do anything. So that leaves you vulnerable to attacks. So when you're jumping, you should try to also move in circular directions so they have a hard time figuring out where you are going to land. So tip number 3 is using one of the more effective evasion techniques called sidestepping. So the reason why sidestepping is so good is because you can instantaneously attack back with no delay. So this one is a bit tougher to perform and it takes some confidence to do it. So you're going to need to predict which angle the enemy is going to attack from and then time it in a way so that you move aside right when the enemy attacks. So typically as soon as an enemy attacks, they're going to be somewhat vulnerable for a very short window. So you're going to want to follow up right away with an attack. So tip number 4, you need to poke your enemy. So go for as much poke as possible by hitting your enemy with an attack or skill to deal some damage, then get out. So this helps you maintain better control of the battle because you can position yourself better and you can minimize the damage you take. So your goal here is to take their health as low as possible without taking much damage yourself until they're low enough so you can go in for the final kill. So basically you want to get as much free damage on the enemy as possible by poking them. And then don't let them get any potions, so you want to get there first. So the other benefit of doing this is when the enemy is at low health, it puts a lot more pressure on them, which often leads to more mistakes. When you start to play against some of the better players, a lot of the battle will be about trying to avoid your opponent's skills while poking them down slowly and going in for the final kill. So I'll make more videos on each legend and their best poking techniques in the future, so make sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, if you guys have any questions or suggestions, please leave in the comments below because I would love to hear from you and answer any of your questions. So tip number 5 is to catch your enemies with attacks when they're about to land from a jump. So usually there's a small animation delay when an enemy is landing from a jump, and that leaves them vulnerable and unable to do anything. So you want to take advantage of this small window and land your attacks. So this will help you land more hits, especially when you're playing against more experienced opponents and most of your battle is about trading damage. So you can also fake an attack to make your enemy jump to evade and then use your combo for when they're about to land. So with that said, don't go around spamming your attacks or skills. Instead, wait for the perfect opportunity to land a couple of hits when the enemy is landing. So tip number 6 is kick them while they're down. That's right guys, it's not the most honorable thing to do, but it definitely works. So when you see an opponent is struggling or they're knocked up or knocked down or stunned, you'll want to get a few hits in and just keep them locked in there, because they're going to be in a lot of pressure to try to get back up and they're just going to be trying to run away most of the time. So this is a good time to get some free hits in because the opponent is going to be mostly focused on defense. So tip number 7 is positioning. So positioning is extremely important in team fights or group fights. So the most optimal position is having all of your opponents in one direction and giving yourself plenty of escape room behind you, just in case you need to back up. So by doing this, you only need to focus on one angle of your screen, and also you can avoid being hit by enemies from different directions. So this also makes it difficult for enemies to approach you because they can only come at you from the front, and it's going to give you a lot more control of the battlefield and make better decisions. Also try to position yourself in combat so it squeezes the enemy into a corner and leaving them no room for evasion. So tip number 8 is using the recovery during midair. So most of you guys already know this, but you guys probably don't know when exactly is the best time to use it. And just in case, for those of you who don't know how to do this, you just need to jump when you're knocked up in midair, and then that's going to recover you and put you in a state where you can do anything you want. So there's 2 ways to use the air recovery. So the first way is when you're about to fall down to the ground from an air attack, use the recovery right before you hit the ground, so that's going to bait out your enemy's attacks because they typically want to time it so that way they perform their combos right when you hit the ground. So the other way is use it high up in the air to reposition yourself and put yourself somewhere else in the battlefield. So the final tip, tip number 9, save your ultimate move, or some call it super, for executing the enemy or when the enemy team is grouped up. So don't use it carelessly and waste it. So instead, save it for a guaranteed kill or when all the enemies are grouped together. Also, don't use it from far away because your chances of missing is much higher. So keep your ultimate move in your back pocket as kind of a trump card and don't use it unless it's a guaranteed hit or to finish the match. Alright guys, I know that was a lot of things and you guys are probably not going to use it in every match, but you know what they say, practice makes perfect. So let's give it a shot and see how we do in actual games. So we're going to dodge that, jump back in, dodge that, dodge that. So every time he attacks me, I'm just going to jump back and jump backwards and attack him. See? Super easy, right? And then when he lands, I'm going to attack him again and I'm going to abuse when he's trying to get back up. See? So far, it's a perfect match. Alright, so there you go. 1-0. He hasn't even hit me once. Alright, let's go for another one. So we're against Hook this time. So with Hook, you got to be a little bit careful because she can easily stun lock you. So you want to avoid every hit as possible. Like you don't want to get hit even once. Because a good hook, if they hit you once, they're going to lock you in for good. So I'm just going to try to be very evasive here and try to get as much distance as possible. And just use my jump attack whenever I can. Okay, well, that was kind of easy. Was not expecting her to fall that easily. Okay, so I'll make my distance. Oh, she hit me once. She didn't follow up though, which is good. Okay, so I'm going to keep abusing the ledge. Oh no. Okay, we're good. She just popped her ult, so I'm just going to try to avoid her. Okay, I spoke too soon. I'm going to keep jumping around and just make her waste her ult. I just wasted my ult for some reason. Okay. Alright, I'm going to maintain my distance and try to get my jumps in if I can. This person is playing pretty defensive, which is good. Because if they play offensive, she would squeeze me into a corner and that'd be kind of tough. Man, what's going on? I'm missing all my hits. This person is pretty jumpy though, like dodging a lot. Okay, there we go. Here's another. So every time she jumps up, she's gonna be in trouble. Oops. Uh-oh. Okay, that was close. She almost locked me in and almost killed me. There we go. 2-0. Let's see if we can beat her 3-0. So I'm playing pretty carefully against her because she has so like with her ultimate especially, she can easily lock you in and just kill you from 100 health to 0 health. She's playing really defensively though, which is kind of odd. She must have had a really bad experience with a Cindy before. Okay, this is a really good angle for me. Okay, I'm gonna hit him. I'm pretty much gonna just kill her here. Because every time she recovers, I'm just gonna kick her. One last. Oh, never mind, she fell. Okay, 3-0. GG, guys. So positioning in Battle Royale is extremely important because if you play against really good players, they will come from behind you and pretty much just like put you in a really bad spot. So you can see here, like I'm always keeping a distance from them and I'm making sure there's nobody behind me. So this is pretty simple. I don't know why they're all fighting in the middle. But you know what? It's working well and I'm pretty sure some of them are bots. So it is what it is. Okay, this is pretty much a free game. To be honest, in Battle Royale, like my win ratio is, I don't know, 99.9%. I think I lost like 2 games or something like that because I was playing against like the number 1 or number 2 player and I had no idea how to beat them. But anyways, yeah, like it doesn't really matter which character you use. I'll probably make another video some other time on how to beat Battle Royale. Like it's really easy to win Battle Royale, guys, especially right now when there's not too many players or not too many really good players at least. So anyways, there you go. So we got another one here. So this time I'm using Kaiser and I'm playing against Alice. So I think I played this guy earlier. But anyways, against Alice is pretty easy. You just want to bait out her stun and just don't step in it. So you can see here, like every time she jumps or tries to land, I try to punch her. And then, so if I see her throw her stun out, which is really easy to see, the animation, you just want to basically not stand there. And yeah, see, every time she tries to jump and land, I just punch her. Pretty easy. So to be honest with Kaiser, he's really strong. So like his aerial jump, his aerial jump secondary attack does an AoE stun, which is really powerful, which you can follow up with normal attacks. Oops, I just missed there. Okay, you can see like it's so predictable. She just throws her stun and tries to stand in it. So try to bait me to stand in it. That's not gonna happen. All right, so there you go. So you guys can see like every time she tries to get back up or tries to land, I'm gonna follow up with normal attacks. Right? Oh, she actually got me. Okay, well that's good. I'm gonna pop my ult here and just finish this game. So like with your ult, like you don't even have to try. You just walk up to them and try to kill them. Oh, she survived. Wow. Okay. Well, anyways, that's over. Yeah, she's not getting back up. All right. Anyways, that's all for today, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Comment below and let me know which technique really helped you increase your win ratio. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button right in the face and make sure to turn on notifications to see future videos and subscribe to join the mobile squad. There's also a Discord link in the description below, so if you guys want to play with other players, join that Discord and you can find other players. So remember kids, stay humble, be kind to others, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let 'em burn, let 'em